Good morning. Whew. Let's see, 27 degrees out. Feels good. Sunball's coming up, warm up a little bit. Yeah, from 130 degrees in the sauna to 27 degrees out here. Man, that's quite a swing in temp. You know, I was having a chat with a buddy of mine, and I was like, man, you just got to be better. You just got to get better. And you know, we get locked into sometimes these phrases and cliches, and we expect people to understand what that actually means. And you know, as a person who has chosen to spend my life helping other people, I got to get better too. And so my buddy's like, okay, you say get better, but like, what does that mean? What does that actually mean? Get better. How do I get better? Like, you know, that's a hell of a good question. So let's break it down a little bit. How do you get better at something? Well, a few days ago, shot a video on the greatest thing you could do in your life is to serve. And when you serve without expecting something in return, you get tremendous satisfaction out of it. But the bigger point is that in order to really deliver service at a high level, you have to care. You have to actually care about that end user and consumer, you know, the person that you're actually doing the thing for or creating the thing for, depending on what it is that you do in the world. But how do you get better? You actually have to care. You have to care about what it is that you're doing on a daily basis. And unfortunately, the vast majority of us, you know, we have kind of just fell into our career path, whatever it is that we do on a daily basis that fills our time, that would be considered, you know, employment or income, your business. And you may not really understand why you're doing it. And I can tell you this, if you don't really truly believe in what you do and understand why it is that you do what you do, oh my gosh, it feels so good. Yeah, you're in the sunball. Is that eventually the activities that you're putting into that thing are going to start to feel not as important anymore. And maybe you did care, maybe it did mean something to you for a period of time, but now you're just in a rut, you're just in a routine. You don't really understand why it is that you're doing what you do anymore. And I would say, if you know, when I say to people, hey, you just got to get better, you got to get better, got to keep putting the work in, put the time in. But if you truly don't understand why it is that you're doing what you do, then it's easy for any of us to, you know, sort of fall off that bandwagon. And so I implore you to do some exploration, you know, do some deep dive discovery, if you will, into who you are, into what it is that you do. And I don't mean necessarily just, you know, if you're trading time for money in a W-2, you know, employment situation, or you have your own business model. Truly understand where you are in the supply chain and what it is that the thing that you, the activities that you perform every day, what they actually mean in the supply chain. So you can say, hey, I spend all my time, you know, we have an aerospace manufacturing company, and you know, we spend all our time building widgets of all different styles and shapes and sizes and assemblies and so forth that you know, are parts of anything that I call it off-Earth technologies, anything that flies or goes into space or protects us. And this idea of having a very simple understanding of not just what it is you do, but how it actually affects the end user. And for me, when I started losing sight about how important the role of what it is that we do every day by, you know, just grinding out, if you will, the time building widgets, and you don't really take the time to understand where that widget goes and how it actually impacts people, then yeah, it would be real easy to lose sight. So I think if you start to discover the time and energy that you put into your work, how it actually impacts an end user, you will start to appreciate at a completely different level. And you'll start to understand this concept of getting better means that I have to actually get better at learning how to care and learning how to discover what my service is actually doing in the world. So go get better. Cheers.